What if we had a test, like an IQ test before, instead of like just a health check on the computer? It was like we had a written exam you had to do before coming on.
I wish there was like a breathalyzer test before you went on.
Breathalyzer test for podcasts?
Well, for just posting in general, I would have saved me a lot of problems in the past.
Oh, well, that'd be no fun, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I usually do this pod a little bit sauced, like lightly sauced. I know SLAV is usually a little high. You guys are... CWH, you're usually doing this sober?
No, I'm smoking weed pretty often, so
24/7.
Dude, it's funny. I kind of go back and forth on it, to be honest, because it's like one of these things where, like, there was a while there where I was like, man, like I sounded like a fucking retard on that episode because I was high. and then I have like a good streak where I'm like, all right, like a couple sober eps, pretty solid, and then it's like, all right, well, I sounded fucking uncomfortable and retarded on that episode. Then I get high and I have a good one, and so it's just like I don't know if the substance has really anything to do with it at a certain point.
The key is to be blackout drunk and just let your inhibitions flow.
Yeah, and then never listen to the episode and just forget about what happened.
Exactly, that's what I do. And then we had the lib pandemic episode. It was great. There's a lot of good ones come out of that.
Yeah, there was that one where you were like calling for violence in the streets at the end.
Oh my god! Holy shit! How did we get away with that?
That was our Kenosha episode.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got away with that. I don't know how we're still on Spotify and Apple after that. Somebody's gonna find out about that.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
So anyways, always podcast drunk and
Are you sober mutant or what were you on?
Yeah, I don't drink or smoke anything anymore.
Oh really?
That's great.
I saw that pic you had of you found some heroin and you were like, oh look at this. Was that a joke or I can't?
No, that was real. I was on West 4th Street. I was going to work. I was like at 4 a.m. or something, and I see something at the corner of my eye. I'm like, that looks kind of familiar. I think I know what that is. And it's like.
So I'm at Slavoid T.
All right, this is Shit Spouter 37.
This is Black.com build.
This is the Fed Post.
Like at 4 a.m. or something, and I see something at the corner of my eye. I'm like, that looks kind of familiar. I think I know what that is. And it's like it was like about a bundle or 2 bundles of heroin. I looked at the side. I didn't really open it up, so I'm looking around like, is someone hiding this up? But it was right in the open. Someone must have just dropped it. Then I'm thinking, oh, is this in someone's asshole or something 5 minutes ago? But
sniff
so
it.
I tossed it back where it was, and then it was gone within 2 minutes. Some homeless guy walked by and picked it up.
Oh, so you didn't keep it. Oh,
no, you gotta flip it. You gotta sell it on the corner.
Dude, some homeless guy picking it up. That's proof dreams really do come true.
Yeah, it must have made his fucking day.
Yeah, you were his guardian angel, just throwing that back, man.
You look like the happiest little kid.
Yeah, he's a kid in a fucking candy shop.
Because I was gonna throw it in the trash, and then I was like, oh fuck, well, I'm sure someone will find a good use for it.
Because that's where drugs belong.
Then a 5-year-old kid picks it up or something.
I wonder what I'm going to be when I grow up. Oh, what's this on the ground?
You're not going to have to worry about it, kid.
Look at that alley right there, hun. That's where you're going to be.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that tweet got a lot of interaction from junkies. We're really excited to see. I didn't know there was such a heroin addict presence on fucking Twitter.
They're like, nice ground score, bro.
Yeah, they were really happy for me. I wanted to lie and say I did it,
You're like, yeah, dude, I did it all up. It was awesome.
It was the best fucking heroin. It was pure fucking China White.
Well, you found that you said at West 4th?
West 4th, yeah. West 4th is fucking...
It's like dropping a pin.
Like where exactly? What intersection?
West 4th like at 3 a.m. is like a third world country. It's disgusting.
It's like, what's the police presence?
Yeah.
What can I be expecting?
Well, there is a police presence. They just don't do anything.
Right.
Yeah, that
Like
makes sense.
they'll see like fighting going on and just let it happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of people coming and going at that spot. There's a lot of like, people just, it's a hot spot. So it's like, yeah, that makes perfect. Every time when I was in like NYU when I was younger, like anytime I was like in that park in the Washington Square Park around West 4th, it was always just like, hey, you want crack? You want this? You want?
Oh
sure,
yeah,
you
it's
want
famous for it.
Yeah, it's fake. Yeah, it's like non.
And it's all fake, like bullshit they sell. No one who actually knows what they're doing go to cop at Washington Square Park.
I always wonder, like, who
Yeah.
cops there? Like,
It's
somebody's
like
got
kids who don't know any better and they get beat,
First year at NYU, just like, oh
yeah,
wow.
that's what they prey on. Yeah, like fucking kids from Ohio or something.
Yeah, it's like being in Vegas and the people on the strip are like, "You want to buy some coke?" You're like, "Nah, dude, not from you." Like, yeah, but not from you, bro.
Yeah, that's prime territory, really. But that's
Is it still like all the Rasta guys over there?
Oh yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of Rastafarian drug dealers over there when I used to hang out around.
Those are the good guys.
That's where Chet Hanks hangs out. That was where he was for years.
That's how he became Chet Hanks.
The epicenter of white boy summer. That's where it all began.
Yeah. They took him in and raised him.
Well, he does like the best kind of that patois, a white guy doing it that I ever heard.
Oh yeah,
Like,
sure.
He sounds exactly like like an island person.
On the island.
he
Yeah.
must have had like a nice house servant from Jamaica or something, like with the Tom Hanks.
Yeah, we do the patois every once in a while. SLAV and COH does, but not like Chet. Yeah, Chet's born and raised, it seems like. For real.
A man of culture.
Yeah.
He might
Absolutely.
be transracial.
That's going to pop off. Marty always says it's going to pop
Yeah,
off, and I'm
I hope
pretty
it does
sure it
for
will.
him.
Yeah, I think
man.
it will.
Just for Chet's sake.
I think that Chet is like, I mean, I don't know. I don't see people acknowledging this a lot, but I think that he's like a very big step in the process of like, Dolezal becoming more mainstream and the transracial thing. Like, this is the big stepping stone, right? I think that
He's getting canceled for it. He is getting canceled for it.
I mean, is he getting canceled?
Is he
that
successfully though? People want to. I don't think it's really
want to.
taking.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Rachel's Dolezal, they reacted with like, she really got like hated on. With
Right.
Chet Hanks, everyone thinks it's kind of cool and fun. I don't know if that's because he's a guy or it's just because it's a few years later,
I like that he just makes. I like that like his response to just like getting a hard time is to just make these shirts that just say like "Stop Hate."
Yeah.
I love that shit. I love that shit.
Well, it kind of feels like hacking. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Where it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, it's like, oh, like you're gonna cancel me? Well, I'm gonna fucking sell merch that's anti-racist. And
No, he's
like,
a bag chaser. He's smart. He
Yeah.
knows. Like, oh shit. All right. Well, I'll just throw Black Queen on the back of this, and it's good.
yeah, like it's kind of great.
No, he's
Well,
smart.
Rachel Dolezal was all in like the social justice stuff, so she had to kind of take it seriously. Like she couldn't just say "fuck off." But I guess he can.
Wasn't she like a chapter head of
of
like,
NAACP?
Unreal.
Yeah.
It's like a skit from a fucking like Dave Chappelle or something.
Yeah,
Dude, that
she's a
fucking
white
rocks.
hotep.
I mean, that's like proof in the pudding kind of thing.
How did she get busted?
I think
What do
she
you
like
mean
went
busted?
on TV for something.
It rained on her.
How did the charade or
Calipers.
whatever come?
The calipers, they were like,
Measured her health.
right.
How else does one confirm such a thing?
A true
She was
hotep
working
attended
there
one of those
for
meetings.
years, apparently, right?
She was hotep.
No, I
No,
was
so
just making some stupid joke, but yeah, no, that's the thing. Like,
Dr.
and that's the
Umar showed up and fucking.
hell yeah.
well, that's kind of like my point, right? About like the proof in the pudding. Like, I mean, it's not really. I mean, I would say she's easily detectable, right? And so like, if she
Yes.
was getting away with it for all that time, like,
Easily detectable
It's easy to
WTB.
say now, but like she did it for years, so it's not that easy.
well,
I
no,
mean,
but
she fooled people.
what I'm saying is like maybe a lot of people just like were just cool with it. You know what I mean? Like how do you look at her and be like, oh yeah, no, totally. Like
Well,
she's not just white.
They
Like,
say imitation is the highest form of flattery. So I mean,
That's how I took it personally.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah,
black
I mean,
man,
it's
that's how I
not
took it.
racist. It's like
It's
the opposite
endearing.
of being racist. She
I
wants
wasn't
to be black. Like, why would you even be mad about it?
Oh, I was endeared for sure. I mean, yeah, she's got the curly hair. I don't know if that's natural. I feel like
She
if that's
kinks
if that's
it.
natural. Yeah,
Her hair was incredible. Like the hair was looked exactly like a kind of like fashionable black lady.
Yeah, she's a wood. She's a wood for sure. Absolutely.
I don't know about
I don't know if that
No.
curly hair
All right,
was
I'm
natural.
joking. Well, I have to throw it out and see how you guys react, and then be like, "Oh, I'm joking, obviously."
Dude, and then
Step it
dude,
back.
I'm not joking at all. I think Rachel Dolezal is a 10 out of 10. And then like I'm like Google image searched, and I'm looking at like this interview that her parents did, and they just like look like
What do they
the
look
average.
like?
I mean, it's exactly what you imagine they look
Oh,
like.
they're not like
they could be, yeah, they could be like my parents or COH's parents.
They're
Just
not even like tan.
no, not at all. I mean, I don't know. The dad's got
Oh
a
my
little
God.
bit of the, like lawnmower tan, but like, yeah, just absolutely, yeah.
Well, that makes sense that you like her because you like thick black Nubian queens. So I think that all lines up pretty clear that you like those.
Dude, 100%, 100%. Yeah, man, dude, she just really, honestly, the tan is just a bold fucking move. And honestly, like you have to respect it too, because like she's just like still going at it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think she stopped. I think she has continued doing it, and I think, yeah, in full color, Finding My Place in a Black and White World by Rachel Dolezal. No kidding, dude. This shit, I don't know, maybe this is too much of a throwback and this is like old news in 2021, but god damn, you have to respect it.
Yeah, I would say it's not quite
back.
fair to equate her and Chet Hanks, though. Like, Chet Hanks is not, like, trying to lead an NCAA chapter. He's just talking in patois and, like, making rap songs.
He can't though, because he's Tom Hanks' son.
Yeah.
Like, I
That's
wonder if
true.
he was like at a more low profile thing, if he would try and like say, "Oh, you know, my dad is half something," you know, or whatever.
Well, the
My
funniest
dad's
part
half
is that
Aborigine.
well, the funniest part too is that like, yeah, like his dad is white Oprah. Like his like it's he's so wonder bread, and he's so like
Yeah.
like Tom Hanks is angelic, you know, like he has
No,
such
he's
a strong
sick fucking freak.
Well, he is a sick freak. The more angelic they are, the sicker they are.
Yeah.
But he has such strong PR.
Well, his
and then,
other kid is like just totally milquetoast, boring, fucking.
Colin
He's an
Hanks.
actor too. Where you put you to sleep every time he fucking talks, and like,
oh yeah,
you know, I think that's what Tom Hanks probably wants. You know,
I think
Chet's
Colin
not
Hanks is
not his son out there making gun noises with his mouth and fucking smoking blunts on Instagram. You know?
That's very true. No, Colin Hanks is one of these like one of these kind of modern like test tube baby actors that's like this kind of like low T white man who can kind of play the approachable character in all of your movies that you kind of need. Like they've tokenized white men, right?
His face looks
And,
like it's already been punched in.
yeah. His face just like is in a perpetual state of like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is.
Very non-threatening, zero sexuality whatsoever.
Did you guys?
Whereas
you guys,
Chet Hanks's face looks perpetually like I fucked my brother's wife.
Yeah.
Something like
He's
that.
bad for
Absolute
sure.
king.
Dude, Chet Hanks and Hunter Biden should fucking death match, dude.
They should be homies for real. I bet they might actually
Oh,
be
yeah.
to a degree.
They
Oh,
might
yeah,
be
they've
to a
linked up.
degree.
Yeah, he's got
Dude, hell
Chad
yeah.
physiognomy for sure. Chet.
Yo,
Yeah, you
Chet
saw Chet.
was like
saw-
doing the physiognomy check on the
That's what I was about to
journalist.
say. He fucking checked
Oh
that,
yeah, he
that
fucking
journalist.
got her. Yeah, was that a trans journalist or was it just a very ugly woman?
At this point, who knows? You know?
I have
Chet
no
Hanks
idea.
is fucking jacked too. Like I'm like
he's in
looking
good
at
shape.
Google image searches and there's like pictures of him when he's younger and he's like
Google
he's
image
like,
search by the beach shirtless.
this is actually my most common image search anyway. So it's
Chet
right
Hanks
there on
ripped.
history.
Bookmark.
Dude, yeah, the guy's fucking jacked, dude. Like
I bet he does like black guy exercises, like all pull-ups and pull-ups.
He's got his in the front yard.
no, he's got
at the playground. At the playground.
Yeah,
He goes to the playground to
He's
do
got the
only bar
construction
exercises.
gloves on and shit, like a 50-year-old black guy. He's doing dips.
Oh my God.
He's got a broomstick with milk jugs full of water.
Yo, my Haitian boy used to do that shit. He'd be like, "Yo, you want to hit the playground?" I'll be like, "Why?"
Yeah, Tom Hanks hits the playground too, but for different reasons.
For a whole other reason. Yeah.
Chemical
Fucking
farm,
freak.
he calls it.
The juice bar.
Oh my god.
Juice bar.
Need that adrenochrome fix.
Jesus Christ, man.
How about you give your other son some of the adrenochrome? Give
That's
Colin
so
a little shot of that shit.
He needs some, yeah.
Yeah.
They probably took too much from him when he was a kid.
Yeah.
I thought he was too base though, because I thought he said kike. I thought he was on that video and he was like, look at the Babylon type media they're trying to slander the Don. And he was saying some shit like that, and I was just like, I thought he said Babylon kike. I was like, yo, he is really committing to the bit. That's wild.
He's going into like the deep cut reggae shit with like the homophobic batty
exactly.
boy and fucking
Right.
anti-Semitic shit. Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's going to be on the street asking people, why are you gay? Why do you do this?
Why do you do this?
He's a stick nuts.
He's going to become like a black Israelite.
He's gonna start selling. He's
with
gonna
the Power Rangers outfit on.
no. He's gonna start selling White Boy Summer fleece vests and Wise Man walking sticks.
Yes.
That's too base.
I like to think of Chet Hanks as like a street performer now, like someone you might see like on the New Orleans, like on Bourbon Street or something. Like he's just there doing his he's doing his patois.
He's busking White Boy Summer.
He's busking with patois. He's like, give me a sentence, I'll say anything.
Yeah.
There's some guy out there at West Fourth doing that right now for sure. What's going on?
Yeah, I saw people at West Fourth doing fucking 3-card Monte,
Classic.
which I haven't seen like since like fucking Trading Places or some shit like in the movies. Like I didn't even think that was a real thing.
Hey, New York's coming back, baby. He's coming back.
All the worst things about New York are coming back.
Yeah. Let's see what else was going on. So there was that shit in the fucking this doxing TikTok lady. I guess I don't want to talk about her. We already talked about her. But
I actually, well, I mean,
you want to know? What's
I mean,
going
I'm still
on?
out of the circle. Yeah,
All right. She's back. You know, the last thing that happened when she was doxing all those people for being racist and like teenagers for saying racist shit, and then she got doxed. And she's like, "Wow, they're like threatening me," and like,
yeah, that's fucked up. How could you dox me?
yeah.
Like, she was still playing like gangster. She was like still playing hard body. Like, oh, well, I don't care, but like, my family and my friends they're stressed out, so that's why I have to take down these videos. And then she's like got a video. Now she's back at it again, and she's
getting like positive coverage. That's the real irritating.
Wait, so this is the same lady?
Oh, I've seen this.
yeah.
I think I saw this broad on the Discord where like, it's getting covered. People, it's getting covered of being like, oh my god, like this woman is withstanding a barrage by internet Nazis, and
the trolls went after her. Yeah,
she's a warrior for truth.
The worst part about her is that she's like kind of hot.
I disagree.
No, I don't think so.
Disagree.
Yeah, she's hot in like a gross way.
No.
I want to see where did you post this? Where did you post this, CRK? I want to see.
I'm
this
just googling doxing broad right now. See if that comes up.
With the broad, yeah. Well, they put her photo in the article that was like flattering of her. They put like the hottest photo they can find.
Yeah, they definitely
with mad makeup. And I was like, going on a rant about her. I was like getting numbers like shitting on her, and then all these people, I was like, yeah, what no dick does, and like all this shit, and like, and then like these people were quote tweeting like,
what was it, like Ted Kaczynski was the no pussy,
no
and, like,
pussy,
she's the no dick,
right, and then the fucking people were like quote tweeting like, hey, well, I still think she's very pretty or whatever. I'm like, shut the fuck. I blocked instantly. I don't want to hear that shit. I mean, Mutant can say it. I like Mutant. He can say that, but I don't want to hear that shit on my timeline from these random
lobies. Blocked the guy. Well, the guy said she was like beautiful or some shit. She's not beautiful.
Yeah. Look, she's like typical like white pasty. She's not hot. She's not. I'm sorry. She's not.
No, she's not. She looks like the average fucking nursing student, dude. She looks like
she is a nursing student.
Yeah, like a bitch. Yeah,
wait, is she
got the
actually?
bitch face.
I think she's like a pharmacy student or something like that.
Dude, can I get a phenotype check on this broad?
Yeah. Yeah, the article is like, oh, she was fighting for truth about, about health, public health or whatever, fighting back against misinformation. The trolls got to her. And she's literally doxing people, like ruining their lives.
They just did what she was doing back to her.
Yeah.
From April 1st of this year, there's an article on Newsweek. TikToker calls out people lying about getting vaccines. Man gets fired. And she got some dude fired from a job because he tweeted out that he would make fake vaccine passports for people.
Well, one woman just said, "Oh, I want to get one of those fake vaccine passports." Like she could have been joking, and then she starts contacting the job and all that.
Unreal.
Long
videos where how the lip talks like super.
Oh, she's
fast,
so self-satisfied and okay, bestie, let's take a quick dive through your and
the smug face, watching them oh, you're about to get canceled, and then being listing off all the things, looking their old tweets up where they said racist shit, and then finding out their employer.
In 2005, you jokingly said the N-word, so now you have to lose your career.
Right, and whom amongst us? Yeah, exactly. It's just but she's a sicko. I mean, I don't even know what to say about her.
Yeah, dude, this I'm literally looking at pictures of this broad, and this is exactly the sleight of hand of a well lit picture. Sure, she'll look pretty, but nah. That's the real issue I'm focusing on. Sorry, it's just this is a false flag. There's a false flag. This woman is a 5 at best.
I guess the one interesting thing is I feel like she's the prototype. I feel like we're gonna see way more of people. I mean, they already do this stuff, but her, if you're incentivized by doing numbers for this shit, right? I feel like her and there's gonna be a million more of her.
Well, you see people in comments to it, oh, she's gonna get what she deserves. It's when have any of these people really gotten any type of
this bitch is gonna get an op-ed position.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Or a YouTube show or something yeah.
She's gonna fall upwards.
Yeah, she'll find herself falling upwards into a game journalist position. she'll be doing a fucking video essay on The Last of Us Part 2 by the end of the year.
That's the final form of every fucking busybody cunt on the internet.
Whoa, that's triggering. Some people haven't gotten over Gamergate, and that's mad triggering.
Yeah, I know I haven't.
Yeah, same. Dude, speak on it, brother.
Our Vietnam.
Get the 1,000-yard stare from Gamergate.
Sarkeesians in the fucking trees, man.
Still in the cave. You think the war's still going on? It's over.
Right? No, exactly.
Don't tell me it's fucking over.
Oh man, but all right, yeah. I don't want to talk about her. She's that's her. But
I mean, again, dude, I think clearly I've put the punctuation point at the end of this. She's a 5 at best. We can probably just move on.
I agree.
That's the important thing. Let's just
that's the gist of
physical attributes. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So the other big thing that's going on is this: Biden is supposedly going to ban menthol cigarettes
and Swishers and blunt wraps that are flavored.
All right,
fucking real, dude.
Well, this happened at the beginning of the Trump administration with vape, right?
Oh, right.
Is this? I'm assuming because I think the vape thing. I mean, okay, here we're playing the game of SLAV is a fucking uneducated retard, so I'm gonna guess what you're gonna say before you say it. Totally conducive to a nice, healthy flow for the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, so the vape thing was to protect children because
blacks are like children; they have to be protected, right?
Okay, well, if you spoil
Isn't
the
that
bit
the
for
logic?
me,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just jumped all over the punchline.
No, but okay, so because it was fruit flavored, right? And so this shit. I mean, this is
it's just any flavor.
This is
marketed to kids. Is the idea that it's fruit flavored? It's marketed to kids, right? That's the idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's kids and women, and that's basically interchangeable.
Right. Absolutely.
So this is because black people, right? That's actually a genuine question. This.
Well, that's the thing. People are saying it's anti-black, the menthol thing, specifically Newports, specifically Swishers.
Are they saying it's because it targets the black community, or are they trying to say flavored stuff targets kids? Because usually they say it's kids,
Newports are for kids, obviously. obviously. Like, yeah.
No, what I'm saying is that blacks smoke menthols, and so are they going to ban them because this is like, oh, do you know that oh, hey Buck, black people die at 5 10. Yeah, corn pop. Is that deterministic thing?
It said LGBTQ communities and other minority communities are the ones who use these products the most, and they're the most at-risk groups.
What do they have to fucking do with it?
A bunch of queers.
I've met like a lot of fags that smoked menthols.
Yeah, right. Totally.
Well, I don't know what the numbers on it are, but like blacks definitely do tend to smoke menthols. At least in my experience.
I'm no expert, but I got the data right here.
And they seem to smoke more. Like it's more common to find a black guy smoking than it is a white guy.
Well, yeah, Newports are that's definitely the target demographic for sure. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know
why this is so fucking funny to me.
I have to stop saying the blacks like an 80-year-old. The blacks, they love those Newports. They just can't get enough of them.
The Negroes, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's the speculation is that it's well, I get Well, now I'm reading this thing to see what you're talking about. That LGBT. I guess. I mean,
this shit's horrible, dude. This shit is miserable. No one asked for any of that shit. No one asked you to fucking take away tobacco or nicotine or stop selling Swishers, dude. Like, that's the last thing on the list for anybody. And they're like, Swishers. What if we tackle that?
Swishers actually bothers me a decent amount because like every like 6 months or so, I'll just like kind of get into another like blunt phase.
I smoke 6 a day, dude. At least.
Oh my god!
Right.
You should not do that.
My life.
You should not do that.
Jewish has buyer's remorse for voting for Biden. He's gonna be on Biden posting else.
To be fair, there was no Biden vote. Let's get down on the record.
Well, the Biden voter L's account had a picture of some black girl, and she was just like, "Yo, I voted for Biden because I thought he was gonna help black people, and now he's taking away our Swishers and our backwoods. Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah, they're like, let's take to one of the like main vices that people have. Like, what the fuck, dude? Next thing you know, they're gonna stop selling liquor.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's
do
that's
blood
the thing.
wraps even give you fucking cancer like cigarettes do?
I mean,
they
probably definitely do.
Cancer.
Sure,
I'm gonna believe that they don't.
For you.
People get weed. Do people get cancer from smoking weed though? Does that like really happen?
No, it's not the weed. The blood wrap is tobacco.
No, if you're just smoking joints or bowls,
it's not the tobacco.
I think the weed is
cigarettes.
More than anything.
The carcinogens and everything they add on to it, isn't it?
Yeah, but they dip them. They like treat them and shit. Like, Swisher is like not tobacco. I don't know what a Swisher is. It's like composted shit that's like squeezed together.
For it to be like actually like tobacco paper or tobacco leaf would be way more expensive than they actually are, right?
But like 2 for 99 cents.
But I'm pretty sure there's probably some like nicotine in those papers. And to be honest, I think smoking weed is like more just like bad for your heart.
Probably.
But like,
well, that's the thing that it's like coinciding with the weed legalization thing.
Yeah, but there's tar. There's like bullshit that comes out of a Swisher, dude. Like it's like you get black bullshit.
I'm not saying it's healthy for you, but like I don't know if it actually causes lung cancer like cigarettes do.
Who knows? I'm gonna make a stand and say that they don't. We need to legalize them, bring them back.
Yeah, I mean it's very reminiscent of like the Bloomberg banning 2-liter soda shit, where it's just like randomly punitive, randomly like specific. It's not like he's banning all cigarettes.
Bloomberg started that shit with like raising the taxes on cigarettes, and now like a pack of cigarettes is like more expensive than a bag of crack.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's
wait, are you telling me that you can't buy a 2-liter soda in New York?
Well, now you can, but but Bloomberg was like while he was in office,
he wanted to do that,
like pushing this. Yeah,
he wanted to put a ban on it. I don't know, but like even if it went through, which it didn't, you still could have got it, but it would be like I don't know, it was a weird thing. It was stupid. He was big on like that nanny state stuff, like where okay, you can have it, but I'm going to tax it so much you won't even enjoy it, you know?
Right. Disincentivize it or it's because he's an independent. He's not like right or left. He's just like a elite freak reptile. So he's just like, how do I fucking, be punitive to people that, over their little pleasures? How do I cut out their little pleasures so that
just like good, an evil piece of shit,
freaks like me?
I see people enjoying themselves too much. Let me step in here.
Well, it's always that. It's like the plastic bag ban that they're trying to do in the city and the fuck. I mean, I don't know if you saw that Mutant, but like when the pandemic started, it was the plastic bag ban, and then like after a couple weeks, like the bodegas were like, yeah, we're not doing this shit. Fuck this.
Yeah,
and then the bags came back.
They tried. They tried
mad.
for 2 weeks and like they couldn't keep up with it.
They try with paper bags and people are getting pissed. Like it's in the middle of right when lockdown started. Like it's all this weird little. It's the metal straws. It's all this stupid little punitive shit.
Dude, we had the fucking bag thing around here. I don't even know if people are doing that anymore. Like I don't know that it went away or anything.
Here they just like charge you for the bag. They're like, do you want a bag? And you're like, okay, and they charge you 5 cents. Like fine, whatever. I mean, I guess you can.
It's not like that big of a deal. I just I hate the fucking principle of it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. My girlfriend brings bags, and I still think that's like psychotic and annoying. But like, not that she's being psychotic and annoying. I just like
you better cover yourself.
Well, I walk to the store, so I actually take bags to help me walk with them easier. Like if I'm like milk cartons and shit, they're not gonna break through like plastic. No, like a couple of big canvas bags.
Sure. I like. I think the most ideal ones are the ones that you kind of fold up and then just slip into your pocket, like in a little, like they fold up in themselves and they have a little bag for the bag in it that you can kind of cram it into.
I just carry all my groceries in my arms.
Right.
It's just to spite them. I just wrap them up in my arms and like trail falling groceries as I walk out.
Milk is just dripping behind you, exploded like cartons.
Yeah, it's shit that rich people care about. Like, oh, we got 10 different recycling bins and 10 different ways to throw out our trash and Whole Foods or whatever.
Meanwhile,
like,
China has like rivers of garbage going through the cities. It's like I'm sure our plastic bag ban will turn it all around.
Right. It's shit that they care about, and they're like, oh, we'll put this on the plebs, and look, we're making progress, and like that's all it is.
Feel good shit.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody who's like a pleb actually is like gives a fuck about it, or it's just
they don't even shop. They send people to go grocery shopping anyway. Why do they care?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's arguments that like while the cigarette ban is going on, that like the weed legalization is spreading, and there's arguments like I saw Jeff was saying, Jeff Andro was like saying like, oh, they're swapping it out. Like they want people to like the libs want people to smoke weed, and they don't want them to smoke cigarettes, and they're switching it out, and that basically it's lib to be in favor of weed, which I disagree with. I don't think.
Well, it's funny because like
legal.
I mean, yeah, weed should be legal for like practical reasons and everything, but like I smoke weed. I like wish I smoked less weed. I don't like judge people for like smoking weed unless like they have like serious problems with it. But like having people go off of cigarettes to like just smoking a ton of weed is just like mass scale hormone therapy for everyone, because just like tons of people smoking a bunch of weed makes them fucking pussies, dude. Like it's just like people's T levels are just gonna fucking bottom out, dude. People are just gonna like stay home and just get the fucking Uber Eats orders all the fucking time. Like,
yeah, that's what I would do when I would smoke weed.
That's what like I do when I'm abusing weed all the time. Yeah, like it's like when I'm not handling it as well as I should be. Like that absolutely happens easily, and like it's not good. But I think so much of it, like so many things, is just kind of like culturally people overcorrecting for like the fucked shit that prohibition was. So swing into another extreme that's not good.
Yeah, the legalization is actually pretty lame. Like, I don't know, like it's like you go in this like super sterile yuppie ass pot shop that looks like some sort of like coffee shop from Seattle, and there's like it's just weird. Like it doesn't feel right. And it's like all corporately owned for the most part too. So it's just creating like larger markets to be able to like expand into and bring into this like cycle of taxation and stuff.
Oh, you don't like to walk into these fucking mid-century modern with like dark walnut fucking hardwood floors places and have to pretend that the term bud tender is actually a fucking term that people use. Yeah, no, I heard one person casually use the term bud tender once, and it was just like, okay, so you're a fucking water brain.
Like when I was a kid, they would have High Times magazine, and they would have like a centerfold that was of weed, and like the stoner guys I knew would like look at it like it was a fucking woman or something. Like
right.
The hanging on the wall.
Dude, fucking.
Oh, look at those fucking hairs on it.
Look at the crystallization, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, stoners love that shit.
Do you want me to leave so you can jerk off to your fucking plant? Do you think they want to legalize weed so they can have people kind of anesthetized and like docile? That's like the conspiracy.
That is a theory,
angle to it. I don't know about that.
I think there's just a large like support for it. Like I think that culturally there's a larger amount of support for it than there previously was. And I think a lot of that has to do like not necessarily with just like some sort of psyop or something. I think people just like smoking weed. And I think like things are getting worse, so people are gravitating to vices more and more. Like you see like opiate use and like other drugs have been skyrocketing and stuff too. And so I think people just like are smoking weed now more. And like you think about like in culture and pop culture and stuff, like with like rap and stuff being more prevalent in culture, it's more, it seems a little bit more like laissez-faire, a little more passe.
Whoa, that was a crazy dog whistle. That was a wild dog whistle.
No. Okay.
Yeah, he's right though. He's right though.
I'll walk it back.
Rappers. Their fucking pants hanging down, you know?
You heard that breath he took before he said that? He was like...
No, I did.
Speaking of the blacks...
Yeah, the blacks with their pants hanging around their ankles.
No,
I can't say the black.
It's just more, and it's more like, I don't know, it's more in the culture. Like it's more passe, and I don't think that's necessarily from politicians like wanting to, or like some like there's corporate push behind it now, big time. Now that there's been like legalization and there's able for industry to like actually crop up legally, there's a big push now for corporate sponsors and stuff and lobbyists to legalize in other states. Sure. Yeah,
I know that you guys are like being kind of facetious and everything, but the rap thing honestly is like it's like a cliche because like the Ben Shapiros of the world are just so easy to make fun of with it and everything. But like it's not like it's like if rock music's main aesthetic was like being a mobster or something. It's like not like this huge culture.
Cool, yeah.
That would be kind of cool. I mean, there's like some like Bad Company albums or something, you know, like if they tried it a little bit.
Punk bands were kind of close to that being like that outlaw thing.
It's
about like robbing people and shit like that.
And it's like a lot of punk
psychedelics and rock bands and like Pink Floyd and all that and Beatles. Like,
but that's not organized crime. The way
I'm saying to your point that like it influences culture. Like, oh, then it becomes more acceptable.
Exactly. It's like one of the most popular aesthetics in rap is just being like, I'm a criminal. I commit criminal acts. It's funny because it's one of these things that like people aren't allowed to like comment on, or else it's like, okay, you fucking boomer. But it's like yeah, my 7-year-old son, he's listening to this fella sing about how he raped a woman and punched a person in the face, and you know, it's great stuff.
Or like on like the flip side, you have like old girls singing about her wet ass pussy and like that kind of thing, like, and they have like 12-year-old girls listening to it, getting ready for their OnlyFans debut. It's like fucking nuts, dude. And I don't think that those are the causes of these things, right? Like direct causes. I think that like material conditions are causing them. People are getting into conditions where they want more vices, or they are kind of having to do illegal things. And so when someone speaks about this stuff, you know, it's like, oh shit, word. But there's also people that are like some like people that are just living in suburbia that are here and like, yeah, I'm like doing this and that. And they're like, oh, word, that don't identify with that at all. And so there is an impact it has like on society. I think like, obviously cultural stuff impacts the receptiveness of people to certain ideas.
Well, I think it's rapping about it because that's the life that they were living.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But then I think it becomes like kind of a self-reinforcing thing where it becomes part of the culture. And then,
the market is that, like, that's what marketed most in that. And like, you can see it how hip hop has like evolved in a large part. It's like what's popular rap now, like on the mainstream, is like what fucking Little Perp and shit, or Perp, like whatever the fuck these rappers are that are like, just like literally just on Xanax mumbling about drug use, like, and that's all that it is. Like,
well, they all rap the exact same way, and like the stutter, like but they got
right to the point.
You guys are sounding like crazy boomers. All right, we gotta slow
they
this
got
down.
right to the point of like what was selling and like what the marketing thing is, and it whittled it down, and like it went away from like I identify with this, and this is like what's happening in my surroundings, to like, oh yeah, that's some cool shit. Like, I don't know. I think that to a large part, like, capitalism has sunk its like claws into the hip hop and all aspects of culture and music and stuff, and it changes things. It makes things that sell like that for reasons that don't actually anymore represent the original intention or the original selling reasons.
Yeah, it's that feedback loop, baby.
Yeah,
and just to bring a little bit of balance to it, you know, no love lost for whatever the fuck rock music is now. Fucking just this fucking act of just bending over backwards to fucking placate like Coachella girls in sun hats. Like, that's just as much of a fucking joke too.
It's all ruined. All pop culture is ruined.
Did you see the thing where Glenn Danzig was saying he was in the Misfits? I don't know if you know, but he was like a big punk rock band in the 70s and the 80s. And
he's I feel like he's like a great heel. He's like a great hateable public figure.
He has no sense of humor whatsoever about himself. He takes himself completely serious, even though all his songs are about like fucking vampires and demons and shit.
Right, mother.
Yeah, but like he said that punk rock couldn't happen, the Misfits, the band couldn't happen with the kind of woke culture and cancel culture type thing, and everyone kind of jumped down his throat on it. But it's like, okay, when was the last controversial rock band? Like fucking I can't think of any time a rock band did anything like remotely interesting or remotely transgressive or anything like that. I don't know. Right.
Well, I mean, realistically, I think it's just because like rock was the dominant pop genre, right? It just hasn't been for like the last couple of decades. No. It's rap, hip hop, or whatever, right?
Because it's fucking boring.
Oh, it's been fucking boring for sure. And now like the actual like shocking, like, oh my god, transgressive stuff is literally this fucking kid, like getting butt fucked by Satan on a music video.
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas, yeah.
I had such a boomer moment when I first saw people posting on Facebook that I knew. I was like, no, okay, actually, no, this is satanic bullshit. Like, I was like, no, I'm not going to freak out about it, but like, for this to be a main cultural thing, like prevalent in our culture, is not a good sign or indication. And I'm not going to go much further than that. I'm not going to like dig into it a whole lot, but like when you see shit like that and you see like, I don't know, you see like that type of stuff being like into Super Bowl and shit like that, that's fucked up. Like,
I mean, I think kind of vindicate every fucking boomer who was saying rap music is satanic and
right. And I fuck with like I actually like rap music and stuff, but like all pop culture is like fucking sicko freak shit now. Like, and that's just
I haven't seen this Lil Nas X video. Is it what is it like? Is it like gimmicky or I mean that's what I imagine. It's like a gimmick.
It seemed like it was very fucking try hard, like, you know.
Well, that's the thing. If it's gimmicky, I can't imagine watching it and be like, oh my god, the whole country is going satanic. It's a gimmick. Like
it's like yeah, sure, but it's like on some like we can just throw shit in your faces because it's a gimmick, haha. Like when like the rest of the actual music, like that's not just like overtly gimmicky like that. Like, oh look, it's like ironically satanic is like fucking sicko creepy shit. Like I don't know.
The fact that it's like a mainstream artist could put out a video like that is like whatever you want to say about it, but it's not. It's something that could have never happened like 20 years ago or something like that.
I kind of disagree with. Like,
but there's mad rock that like says like cult shit and like
but that wasn't mainstream. That he was like Lil Nas like fucking sings to kids and shit, you know, and they would have very kind of if you're talking about mainstream rock bands, they would kind of have like oblique references to Satanism and stuff, which was mostly fucking corny anyway.
I'm watching some of this video. This is corny. This is like
absolutely.
It's super corny.
It's Kids Bop version shit. Like, come on, like
it's kind of like I mean like Marilyn Manson in the 90s was like pretty fucking mainstream.
Nas
is Marilyn Manson. It's like if fucking Donny Osmond fucking started grinding on the fucking devil.
Well, and here's the I think one big difference that I will say here is just that Marilyn Manson wasn't kind of like branded also as kind of an aspirational figure to young people the way that this musician like patently is. My kind of take on it, honestly, though, is just that like I think that it's an indication of kind of a sick culture, just because like we're completely stalled out. Like this is subversive to a culture that existed like a couple decades ago. Like this is like you are shadow boxing against like a cultural movement of kind of like a puritanism that like literally just is irrelevant and just kind of doesn't even really exist in any meaningful way anymore. And so it's just kind of one of these things of we're not even like acting as if like, oh man, like, you know, obsessing about how great things were in the past. We're like literally convincing ourselves and playing this game as if like we are in the 80s and like there is some like Christian moral majority that like we
it's
need
Margaret
to subvert
Thatcher or something, you know. But
yeah,
it's not like that. It's not being transgressive because everyone's already seen that type of thing a million times, you know. Exactly,
and like that's a delusion that I think is like not good. That's bad. That's unhealthy, and like we're living in unreal. I mean, it's like it's hyper normal shit, right? Like it's an unreality. That's.
We're giving the appearance of being kind of subversive and transgressive without actually doing anything that's subversive or transgressive is kind of like the norm in art now and music, movies, whatever.
Right.
You know, you don't actually push buttons, but you give the appearance that you're like really doing something out there. You know,
exactly.
But it's all boring, really.
Yeah, it's that Eric Andre sketch where he's like, "Well, I don't give a fuck what I say." Like, you know, he's just like you sound like you're being edgy, but if you listen to what's actually being said, there's nothing there. Like, you know, I mean, yeah, this thing. I mean, I think this video from seeing it for the first time is like the gay thing is clearly the thing that is like the most triggering, more than the devil. This like fake.
No,
you know,
the Lil Nas X thing is
shit.
like just like that's not even the main point in here. Like there's some other shit. Like I don't even know, dude. I saw someone post like a Meg Thee Stallion video of like her song "The Body" or some shit like that the other day, and it's like it's just like sicko shit. It looks like something you see out of like 300 Persia. Like it's just like freak shit now, dude. And it's like that's not good. I don't really care. Like I'm not.
But what do you
like,
think is negative about it though? Like what do you think it actually does?
It's just like dark imagery and it's like very like I don't know. It's just like.
But do you think it actually has an effect, or it's just unpleasant? Like you find it like kind of.
I find it unpleasant,
I think it's disgusting.
But also
I don't think it really
I think it's
matters,
disgusting. But I also think that it's an indication. I don't think that this is like it's bad because they're like brainwashing our kids. I think this is bad because this is what's very popular right now, and that's what people think is good.
Wait, dude, I'm watching this video. The Body, you said?
Yeah.
Dude, this is like, there's nothing going on. This is like the most vanilla shit in the world. This is like every other rap video.
Yeah, it's just like dark shit though. Like the imagery in it is just like, I don't know, dude. It's like weird. Like the eyes, like, all this like weird bodysuit on chains, eyes covered up, wearing like fucking weird shit, dude.
Okay, I'll say,
dude, the weirdest shit I've seen is like rock shit. Like that's where I've seen the most weird shit.
Yeah, that's some weird shit too.
I'm gonna back up COH here. I'm gonna back up COH here, which is just that like I think that what's going on here, right, is like this obsession with just like after it's fucking dead in the ground, constantly fighting like the previous symbols our culture had of like some semblance of like an ethical framework, with just filling that in with just like a celebration of like the depravity of the elites in our society, and like that's bad. That's bad.
It's not the tearing down that's a problem. It's that you're replacing it with vapid shit. You know, you got to put something. If you're going to tear something down, you got to put something else in place of it. You know, something.
Well, and I'll even say it's like it's like it's vapid on like a generous reading, and it's it's actively malicious on like a more stern reading, and like that's bad. Now is that like we're kind of getting into territory of like we're pretty far from anything like material here, obviously, right?
Oh,
but like
I'm not like
it's not your bag. It's not your bag.
I don't think that this is the egg of the chicken of society. I think this is like this is fucking what is an indication. Like, this is like you dip your toes in the pool and this is what you get. You look at this shit and you're like, oh, the water is like not hot. Like, you're like, the water is like freezing cold and I don't want to get in there and shit. Like,
exactly. I think like a thriving society doesn't struggle with defining what is good and what is bad. I think that's
just think about the lyrical content of shit like this, like for like our young girls and stuff. It's like their rap songs that they like, the female rappers they listen to are literally just rapping about like putting some pussy on some dick, and like that's all that it is. Like, look at this pussy, baby, let me shake it all up in you.
If the lyrics were like none super Christian shit, right? But your world outside is fucked up,
dude. It's not about none super Christian shit. Nothing about that's material. Me rubbing my pussy on some dick, like that. Okay, that's not.
That's not my point. I
gotta sell crack and shit for like ends and skins right now. Like, it's not about that. It's about some like it's not anymore about it's just reflecting the world around me. It's about this is glorifying like not good shit.
That's not my point. My point was that even if it was about something good, right, and your life outside is just shit, what good does that do? What good does that do if you hear some like super clean, wholesome, virtuistic shit and nothing in your regular life is like that? Then what is that going to correct somebody's life? Is that going to make?
I think what you're doing is I think you're just mashing. I think you're just mashing two like kind of unrelated topics together.
Yeah,
like
I'm not doing the boomer thing of thinking that this is why our kids are fucked up. I'm saying it's fucked up that this is like what's popular and this is an indication of where society's at because society is sick as shit, and that's it. I'm not saying like I think that if Meg Thee Stallion made songs about being abstinent, things would be better. Like, no.
Yeah, it's like one of these things of just like acknowledging like the stance that we're taking right now with this stuff. I mean, of basically just being like, this is sick and depraved shit has been used in the past to basically like as a cop out to be like, hey, this is why we should continue to deprive poor people of fucking resources. It's like, no, like I can simultaneously like acknowledge that like that's bad and I don't want to do that.
But we started the convo about why weed legalization is happening. So you are saying that that was the whole reason we got into this is that I didn't say my piece on that, which is I just think that it's an interest, right? But I don't ever think that like big gears turn for some single little conspiracy as simple as being like it's to placate the masses, right? There's economic incentives, right?
It's dialectical, man.
Look, I mean, people were doing drugs and crime has been going on and crime has been glorified and drugs have been glorified long before rap. Like that's just throughout American culture. Like that's Italian mob movies, drugs, sex, rock and roll, Westerns. I mean, this shit is
and that's not even long before, dude. This is all late capitalism, like 1970s to now. This is all a pretty similar era of neoliberalism. It's not like this is this shit's been around always. This is just the latest iteration of that sicko shit that happened in the lifetime we're living in because of the material conditions that we're set in. And like, but it still informs. Like the culture that's going on informs your material conditions, even if its starting point was the material conditions. It's a fucking cycle. They loop and they feed into each other.
Yeah, but I mean, there were like operas about crimes and murder. I mean, we've always kind of glorified in a sense crime and murder and lust.
That's true.
And passion and all that.
Americans love crime. We're
I mean, people in general just fucking love crime.
Yeah, and we're a very independent, individualistic country. Like we're rebelling from the beginning. You know what I mean? So it's part of our whole ethos from the jump. I mean,
I'm not talking about crime though, dude. Like none of that shit has to do with crime. That shit's just weird, sick shit. Like I don't even know. That's just like moral crimes, ethical crimes.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't know. I just like I don't even love this topic that much, just because it's it's just like moving into corners of just like really binary thinking. It's just like the idea that like culture, like some person seeing a fucking rap video and then just like that alone altering the trajectory of their life is like a patently absurd thing. And then the claim that like that culture doesn't and then the claim that like culture doesn't have any effect on the actual physical world that it exists in is equally absurd to me. That's what these conversations kind of always boiled down to. And then it's us just like kind of hitting the upper limit of our ability to communicate the disagreement. and so we literally don't even fucking disagree. It's just like weird deranged shit when I see these fucking music music videos, and I don't fucking like it.
Yeah.
Now to the original point about legalization, like, yeah, I think that the idea that like the primary force leading legalization is like it's to like, you know, fucking lower T and keep people placated and all of that shit.
Right.
Like
They want to make
insane,
us all grow tits. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't think that anyone even has the means to make such like pointed and specific wide scale plans. That's absurd, right? Like,
yeah,
I think that, I mean, honestly, you know, and I don't know like a ton about the subject, to be completely honest, because I'm not like looking at centerfolds of dank nugs like they're fucking Pam Anderson, but like I would imagine it has something to do with just like the bottom line of fucking prisons. It probably has something to do with just like the beta testing that has been going on with these like weed stores and shit like that, right? Well, like when I walk in and I see this fucking neo-lib ass looking weed store that has the aforementioned dark walnut flooring and the fucking girl with the lanyard with her pronouns on it and everything, that's honestly an indication that things are probably going pretty well economically, right?
Well,
I think those are the main forces.
When I would buy weed, I remember my dealer would always be like, "Yo, they gotta legalize this shit." And it's like, you know, if they legalize this, you're out of a fucking job.
Yeah,
right?
right.
You're not going to be the one selling it. It's going to be like stores, you know.
We need to fight against weed legalization as a jobs issue. This is a new control issue, and we need to be the voice of it.
All the dealers need to get together and fucking unionize and stuff.
You know, I will say one thing that might be
status.
I will say something that might be a little bit divisive, which is I would rather take the annoying, sterile, sanitized neolib storefront than the weird dude who wears one pair of basketball shorts and you walk in and you need to like wait for him to finish like a match of Modern Warfare before he sells you like shit.
If you're lucky, or you come in and he has fucking pornography on the TV. That was my dealer. I would just walk in and he would always have like porn playing. I'm like, are you going to start fucking jerking off or something? Gonna get out of here, you know?
He has some like glassy-eyed girlfriend who just kind of like stares and and like you just feel just like weird. These people have like bovine expressions.
No,
and it's just like, all right, what's going on?
That's a good thing though. It's a limiting factor.
Is it?
No,
yes,
not.
It's a limiting factor because you're not going to want to have to go over there all the time and talk to those people and deal with that all the time.
But
that's
true.
That's
does cut down on your drug use, I guess.
Exactly.
Well, now COH has come full circle to fucking who's the little banker freak who wanted you to not have a big gulp? What was the guy's name? We were just talking about
Bloomberg.
You're coming full circle to Bloomberg policy.
You've got to go deal with the shitty ass drug dealer that might either not show up or be 15 minutes late, because then there's less times you're going to smoke weed. So there you go.
Yeah,
Humans are always like warring against our limiting factors. It's a problem. We don't need to. I think they're good to have them in place. They're keeping us in check.
The natural ones, the naturally forming ones, not the ones enforced by the state. The perfect enforcing arm is like these weird freaks that like play FIFA and skimp you. That's what it is.
Well, okay, so what about the rest of drugs, right? Because I think originally, like I felt like, you know, hard drugs should be illegal, not weed, because weed's lighter than alcohol, and if alcohol's legal, then you can't ban weed. But you know, hard narcotics, I was like, that should be illegal. But nowadays,
it should all be fucking legal. Fuck it.
Yeah,
that's how I feel
decriminalize
now.
all that shit. Dude.
Yeah, decriminalize all of it. Yeah,
don't legalize it. Maybe like don't like sell meth in a store. Because my problem with all
not only should it be legal, it should be like mandatory. Like you should have you should have to smoke meth at least once a week.
Hey, congratulations! You've given birth to a beautiful baby boy. Now hand him over, and we're gonna shoot him up with some heroin right now.
Yeah. But that's my whole thing with this is like that's what we were talking earlier about. Like it's obviously not just because they want you to have low T that weed would be legal or whatever. It's because like it's like capital expanding into new markets, right? We're dead ending, capital's dead ending, and it's reached a lot of the markets that it can. So you look into stuff like all this like new technology shit where it's creating a virtual reality where it can have an endless marketplace of just virtual shit where you can have NFTs and stuff like that. That's just like literally making markets out of nothing. And now this is just a way for them to kick down another barrier together and go into a previously unregulated market where there was not as much money to be made at a corporate sense. And now you can have large corporations and businesses that can go in there and capitalize on previously illegal things that were relegated to lumpenproll activity. That was money that was kept out of circulation for the large part and kept out of taxation.
Exactly. And I think that's something that we're...
Oh, go ahead. Wasn't the thing always that, like, they kept it illegal because they wanted to make money off of, you know, the prison industry and putting people in jail and all that stuff?
We can switch now. You can just make something else illegal now.
Oh,
you
can
can
they lose that income, though, if they legalize everything?
Right.
Well, the wind is clearly shifting with that, though.
They'll get the tax revenue and...
Yeah, I think people are just sick of having their family members get locked up for...
Yeah, that's a big part.
Shit. Yeah.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I doubt that that's the primary force. I'm sure that there's
I think it's a
I think it is.
For years and years and years of it, I think. I think
I might be like a little bit more
That's how Kamala gets her fucking firefighters. She needs those people. She knows people locked up for having a dime bag or whatever. But that's the thing. The right wingers were telling me they were like all of it should be illegal, like weed, all of it, like it should all be. I'm just like, damn, you just want to lock up everybody? Like you just want everybody does drugs. Like everybody does drugs, especially in this country. Like you just want 90% of the population in prison. Like that's crazy to me. Like why? Like it's we made fun of that lib girl, that leftist girl, for saying that alcohol should be illegal. You remember that?
Oh,
remember
yeah,
she was
she
was like, oh, we should ban. We're like, oh, this is typical PMC manager brain shit. And now
that's typical fucking pothead brain shit.
Well, listen, if you think one of them should be illegal, then they all should be.
Exactly. Yeah, at least be consistent. Yeah.
Alcohol is fucking way worse than weed.
Oh, way worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. All of it should be. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced it should be legal. But they'll get their. I guess they'll get their prison labor some other way. I guess they'll criminalize something else. They'll criminalize being racist.
Speech, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, being racist. Yeah, the war on drugs was a giant fucking psyop to me. Like war on terror, horrible. All that shit. The war on COVID, all of it. Like that's how I view it. But like I don't know. That's a lib opinion, I guess. Relatively.
Anytime the government declares war on something, it's bad.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I view the drug thing the same way as like guns or gambling or sex work, any of the vices. Like I'm not trying to like make these things illegal just so that there's like people are gonna do it anyways. It's gonna be a black market. Like, what's the point of that? You just fueling.
You can't even keep drugs out of the prisons. How do you think you're gonna keep them off the streets?
Dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like people are still smoking weed. People are still doing crack and everything. Like it's still gonna go on. Mm-hmm. I mean, they accelerate maybe the decline of a society if you're in a place where there's just tons of prostitution, drugs, guns, and gambling. Like,
that's also because it's illegal, and all the other shit with doing illegal shit comes with it. All the violent stuff. If it were legal, you wouldn't really have that as much. I don't think.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, there wouldn't be as much violence. It still might deteriorate in a non-violent way. I think. Yeah. I think that's still an issue. Which
but I think that's just going hand in hand with like this is like where we were back a second ago. But I think that's just like society is already going to be deteriorating at that place in that point in time, anyways, and that's where these things pop up from for the most part, and that's why like heavily dependence upon them crop up from, and then it kind of just like is like they feed into each other like a cycle and it just goes hand in hand.
Right. I
think it's so funny how like so much of this these like things we're talking about, it makes me think about I think someone had mentioned it like kind of in passing a minute ago, but like the upper class gets sold shit that like the upper class gets sold features of lower class life, and the lower class gets sold features of upper class life. Right. So like poor people buying fucking sneakers or like taking out huge loans for like humongous pickup trucks that they can't fucking own. Fucking rich people, or upper middle class. We're talking about like legalized sex work and shit like that, right? Because it can, criminalizing these things when someone's just doing it because they're living hand to mouth, it really just adds a whole nother load of negative shit onto it that maybe otherwise wouldn't need to be there. But then at the same time, you see these like girls that like have families that can put them through really nice colleges, and they come from upper middle class backgrounds, and they're just like being whores online for money.
Yeah, they're basically
basically exclusively on cultural reasons.
Yeah.
And it's bizarre.
Right. True. That's very true.
It's like a thrill type thing, like going on
LARPing,
fucking safari or something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that like I think that lower class people want to pretend that they're higher class, and higher class people want to pretend that they're lower class.
For sure.
And I think that you make a hell of a lot of money out of that, out of that inadequacy that you feel in yourself.
Well, it used to be like rich people would be kind of embarrassed about it, but or they would at least affect that, But I don't know. It's kind of changed a bit. Rich people seem to be more ostentatious with their wealth.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I think to a certain extent. I think also though, just like, well, I don't know. I mean, it's yes and no, because I totally get what you mean. I think that
I think a lot of that is from rap with like flexing and all that stuff. It made it more kind of acceptable to like flaunt it a bit more.
For sure. Depends how rich. If you're like Bezos rich,
old money, then you're not.
Yeah, you're gonna be low key about it. You're gonna be like
salmon colored shorts, like rich white guys speaking in ebonics is like it's like insane how common that is, right? And it is just like this, taking the culture of the person below or above you, respectively.
Well, remember it used to be though, like yuppies and like in preppy Tommy Hilfiger outfits, and it looked like fucking boring. Like it's like you might as well enjoy it if you have it, right?
Right. No, it's it's more honest.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Going around with these like shoes with the gay tassels on them and like the sweater tied around the fucking shoulders.
If I had money, I'd be doing Chet Hanks shit, making rap songs and shit, like filming me just smoking mad blunts at the beach, whatever, dude.
Dude, if I had money, I would have a fucking sweater wrapped around my shoulders, dude. I would
fucking at the country club.
I would learn like field hockey or something.
I'd
play with you, bud.
Whatever, man. Whatever it is,
squash. Yeah.
I learned bowls. Like when you just the field bowling.
Oh, dude, no. You know what I do?
The thing with the hammer.
Crochet.
Yes, exactly.
Crochet. I'm gonna go crochet a scarf for my mom. Dude, no. You know what I would do? I would get one of those freaky fucking translucent plastic face masks, and I would become one of those fucking really loud racquetball players at the gym. The guys that just like who has like really fucking high shorts, who just like fucking screams, like feels confident. That's the upper class version.
Just left the boardroom. Yeah.
That's the upper class version of dudes that of people that scream at their children in stores.
You need a ventilation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're a little too comfortable screaming as loud as you can in public spaces.
Right.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. That's gonna be me when FedPost really blows up. We just need to keep talking about trans kids and
how rap music is bad.
and how rap music is bad. I'll get my
bag.
I'll get my daily collar job.
Kids built.
All right. Well, yeah. There's the other thing that I was going to ask about was the sex pastry thing. We've never really talked about drugs that much on the show, and this is the other thing we've never really talked about is the sex pest shit of like all these leftists getting canceled and these what is it?
It's so cliche at this point.
Yeah, it's cliche.
Happening. Like
that's why we never talked about it. It's just like it's just a joke, but it keeps happening, right? Like somebody like Destiny or who was it? Like some YouTuber,
Destiny,
RedTube. I don't want to slander anybody.
No, it was socialism is left or something like that. I forget his name.
Socialism done left.
Dumb shit.
His fucking grandfather turned out to be like one of the guys who did the Bay of Pigs with the CIA. Right. I thought that was funnier than the
unreal
shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like some bread tube guy or trans girl or who knows? I don't know. But I guess they got canceled. They keep getting. There's a couple others I think there were. I don't really pay attention to it, but
it's funny. The male pretending to be very sensitive and being like a male fan, it'll get your foot in the door. But the second you make a move, you're fucked, right? Because they're the last people are going to put up with that. And they've been waiting to have some traumatic thing happen to them their whole suburbanite life,
Any adult with some sort of feigned sense of innocence is creepy as hell. Think about Michael Jackson. Fucking that motherfucker going around tee-heeing and shit. Yeah.
Michael Jackson was set up. That's the original red pill. That's when we all should have looked at the fucking media. You got
his doctor killed him.
Well, you think he was set up? You think he was set up for real?
For the child molestation things? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, dude, the man had a fucking amusement park in his backyard, bro. Like, come on, get real.
Kids.
Oh, we talking about Michael Jackson?
Weirdo.
Felix is very anti-sicko. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't.
He was
care,
fucking like so many kids. It's unbelievable. People were just taking him over there.
It was bullshit.
Dude, I think it's like I think that this is a classic. I'll have the answer that will probably make no one happy, which is I think it's like so many cases with most conspiracies. I think it's yes, he was a pedo. Yes, he was also set up by people that had an interest in fucking completely smearing him. And I don't think that both of those facts necessarily invalidate each other. Right?
I don't even think he was a pedo.
Maybe he touched 2 kids.
100% sure.
Maybe he touched 2 kids and then 15 more came out of the woodworks. That's what SLAV's saying, right? Like, yeah, I get.
But that's kind of like with OJ, like he was guilty and they framed him. You know,
right.
Like just because you were framed doesn't mean you were innocent. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Exactly. And like, but I mean, Michael Jackson was out here sucking little kids' dicks. I thought, like, and he's got like a little. No, come on, man.
I don't remember any details. I've never like looked into it too much. But like, dude, you just look at the guy and listen to him, and look at his
he's fucking weird. He must be a fucking, you know.
I mean, it's a good heuristic. That's a good heuristic for sure.
Yeah.
That's not wrong.
Do you like his music, COH?
Michael Jackson's?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I mean, shit. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. I can listen to a little bit of it here and there. I look past it. I can separate the art from the artist.
To listen to it.
What are you guys talking about? He's the prince of pop.
Michael Jackson slaps. Yeah, that shit. Yeah.
He's like genius level talent. He was a genius.
Sure. No, I had to gauge where COH was at on the.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Sure. At the end of the day,
his music contributed to the downfall of society.
All of a sudden, everybody started touching kids and like
fucking kids now.
I was in his corner for that.
All right, mutant. Give us what's the pill? What's the red pill on this? Like why are you convinced? I don't have any strong feelings either way, but why are you?
Michael Jackson was innocent. He got screwed over by Sony, I think, because he fucked them out of the licensing rights, and the media conspired against him just because it was like good sensationalist fucking it sold papers for him. It's not really like just like fucking venal reasons.
Motive is there. Motive is 100% there. I think that goes into what SLAV says. But why do you think the specific accusations?
That family, the one that came to court, they were like grifters and fucking not the kid.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
That little fucking kid was a little
sure, but like I mean, at the same time, at the same time, they let the kid go and sleep with Michael Jackson, dude. That's fucking like that's fucked up one way or the other. Like they're grifters and like obviously they're pieces of shit for doing that.
Which was like a fucking amusement park, basically.
I mean, this is a little bit of the Chauvin defense too, though, right? Of just being like, well, you know, Floyd was a fucking complete piece of shit, and you're like, well, yeah, I mean that's true, but also, dude, like,
my kid's never sleeping with no other adult. That's a fucking fact. Like that's some sick shit.
They said the kid slept in the same room, and if you see a picture of the room, it's like the size of a fucking ballroom.
Dude,
I would say Jackson. Well, you got to factor in his childhood, right? Like his childhood.
Yeah, no, he's a real like tragic case. I'm not saying that like that's not sad or whatever. You can that doesn't just like excuse the fact that he's doing some crazy sicko shit. It just explains it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But I would say that if there is the scenario that he had that childhood and he's just like, damn, I just like being around kids because, you know, his innocence argument is that he's just right. He just wants to relive something that he didn't have.
And it would also make sense that he's touching those kids then, because if he's mentally stunted into childhood, then you would probably be a fucking pedophile, right?
He hung out with Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin said he never touched him, never did anything inappropriate. And Macaulay Culkin at that age was like the fucking pedophile's dream.
Yeah,
that's true.
And that's
that's what Chappelle said. Yeah.
Every kid would have had, every pedophile would have had like a poster of Macaulay Culkin on. So if he could keep from touching Macaulay Culkin in his childhood prime,
Chappelle was like, yeah, if I was a pedophile, yeah, he was like, yo, if I was a pedophile, I'd be fucking
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, he said, yeah. I don't know. It's hard for me to be convinced either. I will say to back up Mutant a little bit.
They whacked him. They whacked MJ.
And
that I would say as far as any single piece of just cursory evidence goes, that's a big one. They fucking just straight up killed him.
His death was very odd, but why do you think they would have assassinated him?
Yeah, give me that pill. I don't know this one.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, I thought
so my deal isn't backing up. My deal isn't backing up the things I say with rhyme or reason at all.
Right.
I have to do that emotional labor for you, sweetie.
Oh, 100%.
How much I have to educate you on? Well, he had the Pepsi ad thing. His hair caught on fire, and then he was addicted to painkillers after that. And then
okay.
But the shit he was on was like it didn't even get you high. It was like shit they give you before surgery to knock you out. It was really weird.
He took phenobarbital. I'm pretty sure that's what did it on him. It's like a barbiturate, and like so the story is that he was in a coma, right? Like leading up to the days before his death. Like somehow to do with like some condition he had mixed with his abuse of painkillers and this thing, and somehow he apparently wakes up from his like coma and just like takes this medicine himself, and apparently like or decides to get this medicine administered, phenobarbital, and dies. Now that's just like suspicious to a degree, and also like phenobarbital is just like a death drug. Like people use it recreationally.
It don't really get you high though, right?
Yeah, you can just like so easily almost or just die from it. So I mean, like I don't know. I think there's definitely something too that they had him killed, or his doctor was scummy and he killed him one way or another or something. I don't.
He was
really
like
know.
using it to sleep or something, and like that's like just not fucking normal.
Phenobarbital they give like withdrawing alcoholics.
Well, that's the other thing.
Like shakes and shit like that.
Right. Well, this is the other element of this whole drug conversation is illegal drug dealing, where they, these people, these doctors are incentivized to give these drugs willy-nilly, and then they want you to be addicted. You had an accident at this Pepsi ad thing. Maybe you could get just enough to get you over it, but no, they're gonna make sure you're doped up good and you keep coming back because they need the fucking money. It's not complicated. They just want you to be addicted to it, and then like most addictions, you're gonna fucking OD one day. Like I don't know if it's assassination on like a specific level of like they were in a dark room plotting it, but he was killed by that.
Like kind of like system. A negligence or like malpractice or like type of thing where like the doctor should have not ever been allowed.
The doctor was very shady. The guy.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but the anesthesiologist did.
Right. Yeah. I think it's more organic. I mean, as far as whether he did it, I would say that those documentaries where those kids come out and they're like leaving Neverland or whatever, and those kids are like super actor looking kids, and they're just like, yo, he touched me, and there's something weird about that. Like the way they seem like they're acting. Like I don't believe it for some reason.
I didn't see that documentary, but I've heard there's like a lot of problems with it.
So you don't believe that, but you believe Sandy Hook?
No.
Come on, get real, dude.
Look. If there's a gun to my head, I'd say he probably touched those. He probably touched some kids. I don't know. I bet a bunch of those motherfuckers came out and was like, "Yo, I'm about to get this bag. I'm about to jump on this bag." I bet. I don't think he touched.
They were using Ebonics.
Yeah. I don't think he touched every single one of those kids. But I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe he did.
And maybe
dude,
he fucked a couple of them.
Right. Yeah. Come on. Let's bargain. Come on. Let's haggle.
3 kids.
Dude, I think I'm firmly in this is just a case of just like shitty people opposing other shitty people. Like I think he fucked them kids, and I think that the people who took him down for it and led the charge. Is someone walking into a convenience store right now?
I heard that, the little ding.
No, that's my doorbell. My bad.
Why do you have a convenience store doorbell?
My fucking apartment. My fucking stupid ass apartment doesn't have a doorbell. It's recently renovated. It's probably not meant to be an actual apartment, so we had to buy like a separate one because these fucking landlords won't.
You had to buy your own doorbell?
Well, these fucks, they haven't responded. I've been emailing them for like months. Like, yo, I told them I'm going to take it out the rent. I'm like, all right, you don't want to do it, I'll do it. I'll take it out the rent, whatever. Like, I'm getting it one way or another.
Done.
Yeah, I mean,
well, either way.
So did you just steal one from the fucking 7-Eleven?
That sound was actually me walking into Stillwater.
I'm just picturing like CRK is actually just recording every episode just like behind the counter in a bodega. He's just like a Southeast Asian man smoking a cigarette, yelling about the gays as his like tired wife is just like working the register waiting for him to be done. He bats the cat away from the counter every couple of minutes.
Can I just say how much I love bodegas?
Oh my god!
New York shit. Goddamn.
I was literally afraid to bring up bodegas because of that fucking meme.
Are you ashamed of New York yet, Mutant?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
every day.
I'm ashamed of this shit. It's bad. Are you trying to get out?
No.
Just wallowing in the shame.
Same. I hate it, but I
I'd
can't
rather
leave.
just complain about it.
Same. Yeah.
Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
It's too much work to leave. Yeah.
I want to move to a place and then talk about how much better the pizza is in New York, like a fucking provincial asshole.
Right.
Well, you can't get a bagel at 3 a.m. here.
Right. No. Anyways, yeah, Michael Jackson. I think it's bad guy v bad guy, and I think the people leading the charge were probably complete sickos. There was probably a lot of projection going on. I think it's probably safe to say he was taken down by another competing group of pedophiles.
Likely so. Maybe the Epstein group.
Groups of pedophiles are operating.
I mean, how much time you got, buddy?
Yeah, right. That's Hollywood. Is just gangs of pedophiles.
Also, like this last couple of minutes, I've just been looking through just Google image search of Michael Jackson, and it's really like just worth revisiting every once in a while because he is just like,
yeah, you forget how fucking grotesque he got.
Yeah, dude, for
sure.
Like he looks like a fucking necromancer.
Well, he's the original Dolezal.
A little bit. He's the reverse Dolezal.
He went black to white.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He was just,
which to be fair is the better deal to take.
Yes. Well, at the time.
Yeah, at the time. Well, no, exactly. Now you probably want to go, hell, dude. I'd throw a little bit of money and
now if you could just switch back and forth willy nilly, that's really what you like.
I
don't want to commit to it. I want to try it first.
Yeah, I'd take a little melanin. Nothing wrong with that.
A dash of melanin.
Just a little dash. Just a little dab will do ya.
Start getting your powers. like fucking Tariq.
Being able to dunk. Yeah.
COH and I just like become better musicians magically.
Yeah. I start
Every
playing
time
like
you do something, the $1 million man sounds goes off. That sound effect when you would like jump.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I gotta respect COH's committing to these people are sick, these elites are sick thing, regardless of the music or the race.
No, they are. It's not about a bit.
I gotta respect it. Yeah, he doesn't waver on that.
We wrapping up here?
Yeah. I should dip off soon, but
I gotta
help with dinner. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Mutant.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Good talk.
Mm-hmm. All right, peace, y'all.
I'll try and think if I want anything edited out.
We'll send you the raw cut before, probably.
Do you want that N-word out, or?
Do you want the W word out?
Yeah. More importantly,
edit out put like a loud bleep up for the W word.
Yeah, leave the N-word.
Leave the N-word in, but bleep wig.
For sure.